Where do I begin with that game? The weirdest Tottenham win of all time, as it ends Tottenham, or should I say Tamworth 0, Tottenham 3 after extra time. Yes, Tamworth took us all the way to extra time. Non-league Tamworth. And I've got to say, first of all, hats off. I won't take my hat off because I've got a bad hair day today. But hats off to non-league Tamworth, National League Tamworth. They gave us a good game. They gave us an impeccable game. They didn't score, but they packed out the Lamb ground. Was full of voice, giving Ange Postecoglou stick before kick-off. And yeah, it was just, it could have been a very embarrassing state of affairs. I still think, many people in the footballing world, rivals, whatnot, will still give us a bit of stick after that one. But a win's a win at the end of the day. We're in another cup competition through to the next round. Hopefully the draw will be generous to us. But yeah, it's one of those games that we just have to just put it behind us and move on to the next round. But before we go any further to talk about the game in general, if you are new to the Sunday Talk Spurs YouTube channel, then drop us a like, leave your comment. What did you make of it? Who do you think we can get in the next round as well? Also, subscribe and hit the notification bell because it will let you know when I've gone live in instances such as this. But yeah, as I say, 3-0, but, it only tells half the story. And I'm looking at the stats now on my screen in front of me, and we dominated the possession, as you could probably assume. 78% possession to their 22%. We had 802 passes to their 238. We had 17 shots, 7 on target. They had 13 and 2 on target. And Tamworth, obviously, the home and, where the Spud man off TikTok is from, they were really, up for this. There was the fella, Tom Tonks, I think his name was, who, the most accurate name to what he can do. Famous for the long throw-in, which actually gave us a bit of a headache in certain scenarios. Kinsky obviously dealt with it quite well, but in general, that the initial lineup that Ange Postecoglou put out, and the thing is, I'm not sure if I can blame Ange Postecoglou for this result. I mean, because he fielded a strong team, but it was almost like the game, and I went to it, as people will be aware, I went to the Liverpool game, worked our socks off, fantastic, really put Liverpool to the sword, but against Tamworth, it was like Jekyll and Hyde. We were two different teams. Kinsky in goal, you could say, nothing really major to deal with. But I thought Pedro Porro struggled. Regan was fine. Dragerson looked poor. Archie Gray played a lot of football and was okay. Saar was a bit leggy. Maddison didn't do too much. Basuma, not really great. Werner, terrible. Just get rid of him now. Brennan Johnson scored, but, apart from that, he was not too good. And Mikey Moore's only just come back. And we had to rely on the likes of Son to come on, Bergwald to come on, Solanke to come on, Kulusevski to come on, and Jed Spence to come on to basically guarantee a win in extra time. So it was pretty poor all around from Tottenham. And, the opening goal in extra time came from an own goal from Nathan Muya Tshikuna, which was just bundled into the net. Good sort of free kick set piece routine, but, just sort of summed up the day, didn't it? And then Son found Kulusevski for the second, really good finish, and same with the Johnson goal. Pretty much, one of those things where when you've got that quality and a non-league side who's leggy, and bearing in mind, I'll put this on screen now. So those of you who do not know, I'm originally from Essex in a town called Rayleigh, and the biggest club near Rayleigh is Southend, who are now in the National League. Then you've got Dagenham, who play in the FA Cup on Monday against Millwall, and you also have, where I live now, I live in Surrey in a town called Woking. So these are the teams who are in and around Tamworth in the National League at the moment. And to sum it up, I went and watched Woking versus Southend a couple of weeks ago, and the standard was terrible. It was a really tough watch. It ended 0-0. That was the level of football I was watching, and the highlight was a red card to a Southend player. But when they went down to 10 men, you didn't even know. Since then, I think Woking have sat their manager. Southend have stayed mid-table with a couple of good results here and there. And Tamworth are just Tamworth. They're a non-league side. They're not even fully professional, unlike, Southend, who were formerly, a championship team, a League One team, a League Two team under Phil Brown. that's the level. They're not full time. Tamworth, 4,000 seat stadium on a not a seater, 4,000 in general stadium. I think they've got one stand with seats. The rest are all standing. The pitch is on a slope or whatever, and they also, it's an AstroTurf pitch because non-league teams have to sometimes have AstroTurf because of the waterlogged pitch scenario. So, and it was just they were the lowest side ranked in the competition still. I think Dagenham were just above them in the league, as I showed on screen. And you could tell that, obviously, it was their big day. It's almost a shame that it went to a replay because it was all right for us. We'll just, bat them away and that. But they could have come to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, got a massive payday, and, it could have been really, really good for them. But it wasn't to be that way. So fair play to Tamworth. Hopefully the town have had a nice day out, and it's really, really good for them because, they've got a lot of money. It was on ITV, so they'll get paid for that. The tickets they upped the ticket prices slightly, so they'll get a nice payday for that as well. But going back to Spurs, it's just one of those, frustration, annoying. They've played a lot of minutes. You could see, a lot of people were expecting maybe Yang to be in the team, maybe Alfie Dorrington to start. But I think Ange wants to keep playing some of these players because, it's going to be until February until the likes of Mickey van der Ven and Romero are back. So it gives Dragerson some more minutes and Archie Gray ahead of Wednesday's North London derby. So I can understand why he did it, but it was just poor. It was very poor, a hard watch. And I've just got to sit here now and say, at least it's out of the way. Hopefully in the next round we pull a non-Premier League team, maybe like a Championship or a League 1, League 2 team, whoever's left, and it might be an easier fixture. But we're still going strong in the Cups. Win against Liverpool, as I say, I was there. Need to obviously battle hard at Anfield to get to the final. We've still got Europa League in our hands. We've just got to beat the likes of Hoffenheim and Elfsborg in the last two games of that in the coming weeks, and we're through in the FA Cup. Obviously, the Premier League is a different story. As I say, we've got Arsenal. That's not going to be an easy affair, but there's positives to take out of all this this bad form this season, and I'm hopeful. After a game against Tamworth, where were we lucky? The title of this might be were Tottenham lucky? They had their chances, but we still tested their keeper, but it's more of a frustration that we couldn't really, get that result done in 90 minutes with a strong team. You want a 5-0, didn't you? Like we did against Marine a couple of years ago. But the FA Cup, it pulls up these banana skins. Everyone, apart who's not associated with Tottenham, rivals and stuff like that, would have wanted Tamworth to win. So you just got to get that win and move on. But yeah, that's all we've got time for today. Hopefully you've enjoyed the video and the game didn't annoy you too much. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments down below, and leave your likes, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys soon for another video. Ciao.